Welcome to a beginner's guide to RC Oval Racing, presented by RC Oval Talk. Death Valley RC Raceway, Hinton Motorsports Complex, and ARCS, the affordable RC series. So, you've been thinking about RC car racing, but you're not sure where to start. Well, I'm going to try and help you with that, knowing where to get started, what you need to know, and where you can find this information. Finding this information can be done a couple of different ways. One, you can visit RC Oval Talk on the Facebook group page and ask questions, post questions, ask other racers who are already established. How did they get into it? What tracks there are? What classes there are? There's a lot of knowledge to be learned there. Also, you can go to one of the RC track locator groups, also on Facebook, and that will help you find a track. If you find one local in your area, I would suggest going to visit. Before you purchase anything, visit the track. Talk to some of the local racers. Most racers are going to help you out. They want to see the sport grow. They want to see someone new get involved. Talk to the track management, the staff. But do so when they're not busy. They definitely want to see new people come in the sport. It helps them out. It helps the sport out. It grows. Find out what classes they run at the track, as well as what their rules are, because the rules do change depending on the track that you're running at. Since we're talking about rules, we'll go over some of the basic rules and where to find those. Many tracks have their rules on their Facebook or web pages. Other tracks you may have to directly contact to find out what their rules are. Remember, before you buy anything, visit the track. Visit their Facebook page. Get that information first. Let's talk about the classes. And now, instead of talking about each individual class, I've divided classes up into 3 categories: entry level, intermediate, and advanced. The entry level classes, these are usually the most affordable as well as the simplest to get ready for competition. Entry level classes that most tracks run are box stock, novice, even a kids class. These are to get you involved in the sport, to get you in, let you learn how to race, how to drive. The novice class, this is for the person who has never raced an RC car before. You may have bashed them and played with them, but as far as competitively racing, no. This is the class that will allow you to develop the skills that you need so that you may move to other classes. Many tracks have what they call a bump out or a move out rule, where after you have won so many races or you're turning consistent lap times, they will move you to the next class, out of the novice class. That way, it truly is a novice class, not a cheap class mixed with expert drivers. The box stock class, this is a class that's easy to get into. It's affordable. Most tracks are running a slash-based box stock, because the slash, and I'm not showing any brand preference here, but you can buy these trucks ready to run for less than $200. For a little more, you can get a battery and a charger in them. And a lot of tracks that run the box stock slash class, you're ready to race right out of the box for less than $200. Maybe a little more depending on your charger and your battery, but still, it's a very affordable class. and it can be very competitive. And this is open to different skill levels. So there is a learning curve with this class because you're going to be racing much more advanced drivers at times. Usually not. The advanced drivers tend to stay with the more advanced classes, but sometimes they do enjoy running the box stock class because it is fun. Intermediate classes. These are classes that require a little bit more cash expenditure and better driving skills than the entry level classes. However, they are still comparatively affordable. Classes that fall into this range are bombers, mud bosses, short course limited type cars. Your bombers, this class is usually based off of the very common 1/10 scale off-road buggy platform, B4s, RC10s, bandits, things like that. And they usually require that you run a stock appearing body, such as many of the street stock cars that you used to see anyways, racing at dirt tracks and even asphalt tracks on your regular Saturday night track. The Mud Boss is a big class, and it's growing even bigger because it is affordable, it is competitive. The rules packages cover 3 different areas. Steve and Eric Salvis from Canada came up with this class based off of a Traxxas Slash. You can have a lot of fun with this class, but remember, you can spin to the sky with it as well. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the advanced classes. These cars are relatively more expensive as well as more difficult to set up, drive, and maintain. Some of the cars you're going to see in this class are the SC Mod or Open Mods, Open Sprints, and any of the 5th scale cars, just due to their size, maintenance requirements, and initial cost. The SC Mods are probably one of the largest classes nationwide in RC oval racing. They started out relatively simple, using short course truck frames with a modified style body, the Midwestern style modified USMTS, just like you see full size on the big tracks. There have been a lot of specialized chassis, arms, shocks, motors, everything under the sun made for this class, which has increased the expense as well as the tunability of these vehicles. Open Sprint, this is a class that's starting to grow as well. Again, it takes a lot of skill to pilot one of these vehicles. The chassis are specifically made for different surfaces, and the chassis by itself, a roller car, will cost you anywhere from $300 to $600 before you put your tires, your motor, or any of that stuff on it. No electronics. Nearly $600. The 5th scale, these cars are growing big in the South and on the East Coast. The 5th scale late model class, but you have to have the ability to tune a racing engine. You have to have an area large enough to house the car, to be able to perform the maintenance on them. And before you even get started in putting the car together for oval racing, it's going to cost you a minimum of $500 depending on the chassis that you go with. The bodies for the SC late models are a minimum of $300. So you can put a lot of money into these cars in a very short amount of time. This has been just a basic overview of the avenues and some of the information that you're going to encounter while researching RC oval racing. I hope in our next video to be able to show you how to build a car for RC oval racing in one of the beginner brackets, one of the novice, or not beginner, but the entry level. Let me put it that way. Entry level, the more affordable cars. That way you get an idea of what goes into this. So please stay tuned for the second video. I hope you enjoy the first. Sorry about my voice. I'm getting over a cold. But I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope you were able to learn something. Thank you very much.